We're going to begin at verse 6. That's where we left off in the last message. I'm going to get to number 10 now. Love does not delight in evil. 1 Corinthians 13:6. Love does not delight in evil. We are seeing it. How good is called evil, and how evil is called good. We are seeing how right is called wrong, and wrong is called right. We are seeing how before our very eyes, how our culture is substituting darkness for light. We're seeing it, how integrity is giving way to expedience, how loyalty is giving way to utilitarianism, how commitment is giving way to convenience. We are seeing it happening before our own eyes. And here's the problem, beloved friends. It is numbing us. It is numbing us toward understanding what biblical loyalty and love is all about. Among believers, what is rejoicing in evil? Oh, we call it harmless gossip. We might call it sharing information, who might call it inquiring, while in reality we are delighting ourselves in the sin of others. I want you to listen to me. There is one thing about gossip that you must never miss, that you must understand. Gossip would not exist if it did not have willing listeners. If someone would come to you with a juicy bit of gossip, and if you would say to that person, I don't want to hear that, I refuse to hear that, or have you talked to the person, or let's go together and talk to that person. If every believer would do that, gossip would end. Now, most often gossipers, of course, don't want to do that. They don't want to be confrontative. When the love of Christ, listen to me, when the love of Christ is poured into our hearts day in and day out, we would not delight in evil. We do not want to delight in sin. And our response to gossip will be, I will not allow my ears, I will not allow my soul to be the depository of such evil as gossip. But here's the problem. Listen to me. Here's the problem. There are many Christians who treat this sin very lightly. They treat it very, very lightly. While in reality, the sin of gossip is designed to uncover someone's weakness. That's designed to uncover someone's sin. Weaknesses and sin that person might not be aware of. And so, in reality, we are rejoicing in evil. And love, Paul said, does not rejoice in evil. Why? Because the very core of gossiping is gloating over the shortcomings and the sins of others. And since sin is hurtful to God, and since sin is an offense to God, we would be rejoicing in evil. And that's what makes gossip a sin. I want you to hear me right. If you cannot say something to the person, don't say it about the person. Moses had a brother and a sister, Aaron and Miriam. And one day, Aaron and Miriam were jealous of Moses' leadership that God had given him. So instead of telling him that, they went around and they began to gossip about Moses' wife. And God, in his anger, struck them with leprosy. And until Moses interceded on their behalf, they were not healed. Love does not rejoice in evil. Number 11, love rejoices in the truth. Now, what's the truth here? The truth is not factual truth. That is, this is a fact and this is fiction. Remember in philosophy class, the professor brought a chair. He said, what is this? And somebody says, a chair. No, it's not a chair. So we spend an hour arguing if it's a chair or not a chair. I mean, whether it's a fact, it's a chair or not. They do that in philosophy classes. But listen, Paul is not talking about factual truth. He is talking about the truth of the Word of God. He's talking about God's truth. He's talking about the revered Word of God. I know, and you know, if you're in the truth, false teachers and false teaching breaks your heart. And if it doesn't break your heart, there's something wrong with your faith.